fiend. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'll bide my time then. I'll bide my time. Because I was like, I need that Circa merch. You let me know. You have to let me know when it goes live. Yeah, it was your handmade stuff, which I love, but I was like, oh, shipping to Japan and that sort of stuff. Yeah, it looks, yeah. But yeah, once you get them, no, it's not expensive. It's worth what you're charging. If I come to LA, that's worth the price alone.
Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Yeah, that's Measurehead. We met him, or we saw him. I don't think we actually talked to him. So I've never actually like solved if there's like the mystery of this. I never solved because I've never progressed far enough in this. But it sounds like, so the lynching made the negotiations stop. So the lynching could have been carried out by somebody who had no intent for the negotiations to keep going. Like if they're benefited by the strike continuing, that could be somebody or some reason for a lynching. Or like trying to frame somebody else. I don't know. Wait, is your throne only like that's pretty great though. That's a good bit. That's just incredibly insane. A $40,000 nylon printer. Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. Laser cutter. Yeah, I saw you said you had like $100,000 laser cutter, and I'm like, oh, oh my god. You wait though. Somebody's like, someday is gonna just like somebody who has money is gonna fall in love with you, because obviously a lot of us have fallen in love with you and adore you, but we don't have those types of crazy funds. If I did though. Oh my god, that's how I would lose all my money, because I would like commit to the bit on stuff like that. And I would buy you that. And then just be like, deal with it. Like a big lorry would be pulling up and it would have like this insanely large tool on it. And you'd be like, oh, I can't fit this in my house. And the lorry driver would be like, that's not my problem, ma'am. You got to get this in. I'm going to unload it in your driveway. And you're just going to be like, well, shit, this is like a $150,000 piece of equipment. Rusaka. Hey, Millie. Well, hello, hello. Is it a morning? It's not morning for me. It is 3:30 in the afternoon. But it's a morning for Millie, though. So, sort of a morning, Rusaka. It was, dude, to evaporate rust with lasers though, that'd be pretty amazing. I would like to just watch that. It sounds like it would be very, very chill, very satisfying. Oh, thank you. Is this the first time you've seen it, Millie? I guess I was wearing a wig last time, wasn't I? I forgot. 15,000 for a cheap one. Oh, it's loud. Oof. Yeah, put it in the garage. Yeah, I forgot I was wearing a wig for that. So yeah, some people haven't seen it yet. But thank you. Thank you. I was just talking about how I'm gonna probably re-dye it in a couple weeks here, and I'm hoping it gets a little like darker. I don't mind what it's kind of like faded to right now. But it's like very like cherry soda, which wasn't really what I wanted it. I wanted it to be more like a dark blood color. But I'm hoping when I dye it again on top of this as a base rather than as blonde, it will be like richer, bloodier. I don't know if that's how I should describe my like gold hair, but it kind of is like a fine burgundy. Maybe that's like a more appealing way to describe it. So we already know about the behemoth, but I'm kind of curious what she says about Behemoth Man.
What can I say? The Union employs a giant covered in tattoos.
Yeah, he's super
a racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
What's a big tent organization? How were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
Mm-hmm.
And when did you first arrive?
Good question, Lieutenant.
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site. Like the RCM.
Don't try to flatter me. I like how she just rolls up in this boat by herself to like do business. Like, cool.
But the strike began in December.
Oh shit, so oops. So they let them just like roll for a couple months before they decided to negotiate?
I wasn't the original negotiator here.
I see.
I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan.
How dare they?
This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Overtime pay and a medical plan? Man.
Ludicrous, even. It's meant.
I want to know what they're demanding now, like maternity leave. What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it?
Go to
Fuck
hell.
off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Cool. Not cool. Okay, I'm gonna say, okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
So, what are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes.
You don't even know their demands and you're supposed to be negotiating this?
Every worker, a member of the board.
Ah, that's right. I like it. I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive commie posturing. Seems like they have no idea about business. Forget it. I wanted to ask something else about the strike. I'm just going to play it neutral. It's going to probably be boring, but I think it's like the safer route.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez
No worries,
terminal.
Millie. Thank you for lurking and stopping in, too. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day, Millie. You deserve it. If anyone deserves it, it's you, Millie. I hope you have something nice planned for yourself today. If not cake, then at least something else.
Just so you
See to it.
understand, this is but one of 22 terminals
22.
owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
Oh, that doesn't sound very efficient. So, any sort of decision needs 2,200 signatures. But there'd be 72,000 total signatures because it's like for like the entire company to make a decision. I mean, that is kind of funny, I have to admit. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna piss her off, but
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
that is sort of something though, is with strikes and things. I mean, the workers aren't getting paid for that whole time. So to strike for 4 months is like, you must have really, like, to have it be something like that where it's kind of a goofy demand, it sort of makes it seem like there's something else at play. So what are you gonna do, Joyce?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again.
Gameplay excellent. No, not really. I was actually about to say, just to mention, like, I think I'm allergic to like certain things they like spray on vegetables and fruits, because this isn't the first time this has happened. But yesterday I decided, I was like, I've been eating a lot of like pre-made bento boxes because I've been so busy. I want to like buy some like fruit and vegetables and like make something that's like more nutritious and like fresh and healthy. So I bought all these vegetables and I basically made this like couscous mix up with vegetables and whatever in a sauce. No cooking required because I still don't own a stove. But I have been feeling like my lips have been kind of like weirdly swollen like since eating it, especially like on this side. I feel like my lower lip is kind of like swollen, and That happens. It's happened before. Usually when I eat kale. Whenever I eat kale, I tend to get like these tingly and like swollen lips. And so I'm sorry if you see me like kind of like, or if I'm like sounding weird. I don't know. I don't think I sound that weird, but like my lips feel kind of swollen and weird today because of the vegetables I ate. So don't worry about it, Chubsy. It's okay. Also, does this still work? I need to speak with your manager. Don't worry, get the yuzu. Get that yuzu, Chubsy.
And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
That is something I guess I didn't put together with this game in the past, though. Was like, they've been striking for like 4 months. Right? Yeah. Almost, like, basically 4 months. Their thing that they're trying to go for is just some sort of like really goofy, impossible claim. And then somebody got lynched. Something else is going on.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
Is that Jolly? Is that Jolly? I know, Chubsy, I was like, man, should I take a Benadryl or something? I don't have any Benadryl here, though. That's the problem. I have, like, antihistamines, but I don't know if they would really do that much in regards to direct action. It's not bad. It's just, I can tell, like, it's a little bit, like, strange. It almost feels like I like bit my lip or something, because it just has that sort of like swollen tenderness, which maybe I did it in my sleep or something. I don't know, but maybe I just didn't notice until after I ate the vegetables. But it's not bad, but we'll see. Jolly, how are you doing? It's very early for you, Jolly. There's always there's always the choice of cocaine. Cocaine will numb it, right? If you just rub a little bit on, I think that numbs it. You know, there's also we used to put I say we, like I used to do it. They used to put cocaine in the eye for this one particular test. So they don't do it anymore, but there was a period of time where, and I don't mean this in like, you know, because cocaine at one point was also considered like a legitimate medicine. But after cocaine was like, it became known as like, this is a dangerous drug, this is like a street drug, this is not a medicine that should be treating people. It still could be technically in like a pharmaceutical or like a hospital drug cabinet for a little bit in this like very diluted and very small quantity, because there was a particular ophthalmic test that they used to use it for, where they put a little tiny drop of it on your eye. It's not good for the eye at all. So luckily they've come up with like other options and things, but there was a time where you could like have like this, like, but you had to have like a special like certification being like, yes, we can have this drug because I'm an optometrist, I'm an ophthalmologist. So yeah, free eye effect. How about that? Well, thank you, Jolly. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well, Jolly. I hope you and the family are doing amazing. You can't have allergies if you're unconscious. Exactly. Just put me to sleep. Put me to sleep. Is that windy? Do I see a windy? Also, I feel like my camera's like, I feel like I'm like all over the place with this today. It's Christmas one. No. Wendy, I hope you're doing well. All the cool kids are here. All the cool kids are here. Don't tell Mac I said that.
I first heard it from the boyar at the gate.
Boyar?
The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, call me mañana.
Oh yeah, we met him. Spry lad.
This checks out.
Thanks. Yeah, we met him. Oh no, what did I say? What did we shit. I never know. Oh man. It's always a danger. Ooh, you're on maternity. Isn't it paternity leave for you, Jolly? But congratulations. Did you have another child? Wait, how many do you have now, Jolly? What's the total? What's the total up to? Last I knew it was 2. But going back to work? Okay, so it's still okay. I was like, am I crazy? I I forget that some countries have like amazing like maternity and paternity leaves, so you get like, you know, the amount of time that you actually should for raising children. In the US it's like you're lucky if you get like 2 weeks. But 5, 7, 8 9 weeks as a dad. That's amazing. That is so nice. I feel like so I was watching Jen and Tonic the other day, and they were playing, what was the game? You were there too, Circa. It's like a one-word title. I don't know. It's something with like creepy Outlast? Is that it? The Outlast Trials? It was a creepy game. But they were wearing like a heart rate monitor, I guess, because it was like showing their heart rate. And I was like, you could hook me up to one of those. First of all, it would like totally fuck up because my heart's weird, which would also be kind of probably funny to watch on stream. But I would feel like I'd have a lot of people too concerned about it, so I wouldn't want to do that. But I was like, you could probably hook it up to me, and every time Circa's like, oh my god, clipping that, my heart rate would be like as I'm like, oh my god, what did I say? Yeah, Millie Denmark, right? We got another Denmark friend for you, Millie. No, you don't get bopped. Oh, do you get bopped? You do get bopped. Circa, I should just make you a mod. Why? You should just be... This is silly. How do I... There. Now you can do it, Circa. Circa, I crown thee mod. Don't do anything bad, Circa. I know, right? That's why I was like, I was like, why isn't Circa a mod? Like, oh no, I regret this immediately. Wendy, what have I done? What have I done? Oh man. If I modded Wendy, Mac would be so furious. I can just tell you that right now. Yeah, don't stab anyone, Circa. Don't stab anyone with that sword. The scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
I mean, it would be funny, but I don't want to make Matt that mad. Yeah, Circa's like, I have knife. Yeah, that's fine, Circa. Yeah, that's the problem with like this time zone. Because Regeltus is a very, very attentive and good mod. So is Chef Kitty, but Chef Kitty is like another crazy busy person. So Chef Kitty comes like way more times than I would ever come. Like Chef Kitty wakes up at random hours in order to like mod streams sometimes. But Chef Kitty is currently like touring the world with the fiance, well now wife. I guess you can't say fiance now. So like I always feel bad because I'm like, oh, I don't really have too many people who can do the like weird time zone stream. I know Cal and I think Actor Pat I also modded one time because I got like crazy bot rated one time when none of my mods were here. And so then I was like, I need some like random people to help mod. We've exchanged swords. I won't let you down, Circa. I promise to uphold the sword, and I can do shout outs. Honestly, I'm like the worst mod. I'm genuinely like so bad. I'm so bad at modding, but I'll do shout outs, and if somebody comes in and says something real dumb, I'll ban them. Get away from my boards. Hey, biggest Randy, you get away from my boards. Oh my god, everyone, if we gaslight it now, I would yeah, they did it for you too. Yeah, like Pat and Cal both stepped up like enormously. I didn't get take care, Chubsy, go to bed, get some sleep. Yeah, I got bot rated. It wasn't, we shut it down. I think I had like 2,000. It was the don't tell Mac. I mean, that's honestly, that's probably a good clip. Yeah, I got bot rated, and I think it was like it was when I made it was right after I made my follower goal of like 1,000 followers, and I got bot rated with like 2,000 followers or something, which that 18,000 is insane. Luckily it wasn't a hate raid, it was just it was just a follow bot raid, so I had like 1 million follows happening. But yeah, Actor Pat was luckily there and Cal were there, and they both like helped me like kind of like nip it in the bud. Oh, I'm sorry you had like a hate one. That's even worse. 18,000 haters. I would have killed them all for you with the sword. I'll still do it if you need me to, but legally I wouldn't. One dude with 18,000. How sad do you have to be? Thank you, Wendy. How sad do you have to be, like, to be doing that sort of shit? Like, you have to be like just such a terrible, like, no one's going to that guy's funeral. Like, man, said get bot. Wow, what a cool kid. Yeah. Jesus Christ. The internet, sometimes you just like, you have to like really wonder what people are doing with their lives. Like, if that's what they do, like, yeah, I was gonna say, now you have like a fair amount of bots banned too. That's amazing that they can even like keep that many, like, yeah. Yeah. 18, yeah. Like 18 million bots. That's insane. I mean, I go through with the Commander route, so I'm sure I've got like a couple million, but not 18 million. That's pretty good. I mean, that's smart, Circa, like, just to like, my problem is every time I was gonna say, every time I try to do it, it like gets interrupted halfway through because it like crashes or something. So I usually just do like batches, which reminds me, I'm probably due for like a batch. Right. Maybe we should I was gonna say, like, Jesus, you had to. I mean, it's worth it though, Circa. It's just, it's nuts. Randy, how are you doing? How are you doing today? Oh yeah, I did. See, that's why I started. Yeah, like, that's why I've started. I think that was right after the bot raid, because I was like super panicked. It was sick notes. But they spell their name with like a bunch of numbers and things, so it's like, and they had always just been lurking, so I was like, oh, this, and I'm watching Seribot ban like cheap viewer like constantly, so luckily Seribot's back to like, yeah, good Seribot, pat, give Seribot a little pat on the head. But yeah, I felt so bad because I was like, these are bots, this is a bot. So I just started like basically banning people who, like, while I was live, just to like try to like be like, and one of them was a legitimate person who's like, hey, like, I'm not a bot, but like, it's okay if you like, it's okay if you wanted to ban me, but like, I just wanted to let you know, like, I wasn't a bot. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so, and it was somebody who's like always, it's like they're in Char's chat, and so like I'd like seen them elsewhere, I just like did not connect it. Eating din din, nice. You're still at work? Oh, Frandy. Well, I hope it goes well for you. Ban fishing bot. I don't have fishing bot. Circa, also, what is the new command whenever you and Jen are nice to Crooked? I saw that there's like an 18 count of you guys being nice. See, I'm glad there's now a counter. Nice. Yeah. Well, we can pretend that you said something nice. Now you, well, or you can be like Wendy, where Wendy accidentally so now somebody has to say something nice about, well, Circa, you need to say something nice about Crooked, essentially, for that to be truthful.
If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you.
It was
not right now, at least.
Not right now. Ooh. Okay, so there's potential joys. Okay. You'd make Crooked dinner. Well, that's nice. It's supposed to be for those others who are dead. What? Oh, I see. There's only 4 times that they've been nice. So most of these are just testing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I felt so bad, Wendy. You were like so excited to like be like, oh, we can type this, and like Crooked was like giving Wendy permission to actually bully him. But Wendy just thought you meant like, oh, you could type the command, which was so adorable. I thought it was so cute. And Crooked was like you didn't insult me though. Yeah, Wendy's like too pure and like kind to ever think that like she'd have to actually bully Crooked to be able to use the command. You just wanted to type it. Oh, it cracked me up. It was so sweet. And just seeing Crooked be like so confused by it was really heartwarming, because Crooked was like, wait, they didn't want to bully me? Like it was very sad, but it was also like kind of like, aw. Yeah, I forget what you even like ended up saying, like if anything, if we did anything to count it. But it was something very like tame, if I remember right.
It's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Hey, Pogo, how's it going? Good time zone to you as well. Welcome in. We're having just a normal old time here. Nothing to see. Slightly bullying Crooked, but not bullying Crooked. You know, normal. Did you wrap up Ludum? Ludum? Laudanum? So no Pogo, this is the history of this game on, it's a 72-hour game jam. Whoa, what? The history of this game with me is I've played the beginning like 4 or 5 times, so I've been through all this part. I never like get past the beginning because something always like stalls me out, or I get distracted by some other game. So it's become like this long running joke with my channel. Well, not long running, however long my channel's been around, 2 years, 3 years. I basically would play this like once or twice a year. People would get excited. Certain people in my chat would get really excited about it. And then I would like get distracted by something else and never come back to it. And then a year, almost like the first time, I didn't mean it, but it was like almost a year to the day, I came back and like started again, and then the same thing happened. And then I think the third year was like, all right, this is a joke now. So I did the same thing. But I did promise everyone that if I reached 1,000 followers, I would finish the game. Like I would actually finish it. So I am committed to that. We are going to finish the game. I think this is the most times I've played it in a row. But we are still in the beginning. I'm very, very like slow at playing this. I love the writing. I love like the story. But I just always get kind of like stalled out in it. I don't know why. It's very word heavy. It's very lore heavy. So this time I'm trying to make, make sure I don't overwhelm myself with the lore. Like I know like certain characters, like so this character specifically, she can like lore dump on you, and it just like bores me. I hate to say it, like, but it just like, that's not the stuff I'm into. But I am gonna try to like actually like progress the game a little bit. By the end of the year, maybe. I love how Circa doesn't have any hopes. Oh, you completed an entire functional game in 72 hours? Oh my god. I mean, I've seen your streams. Like you make like you make like gaming stuff, so I would assume you'd have a better chance than somebody like me. But that still seems like a really short amount of time. Will you make Circa play it? Will you make Circa play this game? Also, I should mention we have ads coming up in like about 1.5 minutes here. I will run a be right back screen while I do it, in which you guys can